Matt Ryan finished QB 20 last year, 375 completions, 560 attempts, 67% completion, 3,968 yards, 20 TDs, 12 interceptions, 40 rushes, 82 yards, 1 TD. Thoughts on Matt Ryan?
I have a soft spot in my heart for Matt Ryan, and for some reason I always have. I I think his numbers will drastically improve in Indianapolis. I could see him finishing, quarterback 14, right, and that wouldn't surprise me. Just top end of QB2 territory. I could see those 20 touchdowns turning into 28. I think the 12 interceptions stay about the same. Maybe he gets to 4,300 yards with the skill set that he has with this offense. But last year he had nobody, guys. Like he had Calvin Ridley for what, 5 weeks,
Something like that.
and then that went away. Teams started focusing in on Kyle Pitts. Like they were trying to find all sorts of ways to get Cordell Patterson involved, and so that's where a lot of his yardage came around with. And Zacharias showed up for a game, and then the band of misfits that were running back for the Atlanta Falcons last year. So offensive line was terrible. Like everything about this trade upgrades Matt Ryan. So he's a guy who I think returns value on his ADP. So I have no problem taking Matt Ryan as my second quarterback in a super flex league. And I think he's going to surprise a lot of people this year and have a much better season than what many expect him to have, thinking that he's just getting ready to ride off into the sunset.
I think you do see a resurgence here. The Indianapolis Colts team, like very, very solid on the defensive side of the ball. They've got a great offensive line. They've got arguably the best running back in the league. And they've got a lot of talent on the outside in the wide receiver room there as well. So I absolutely love the upgrade here. And Matt Ryan, you would have thought that he would have had a big upswing when it came to ADP, when it came to fantasy outlook there. And a lot of people are just kind of seeming to sleep on this guy a little bit. He's coming off the board at QB 20 overall. And there's a lot of guys that a lot of QBs that I would not draft ahead of Matt Ryan, that are going ahead of Matt Ryan in these draft classes, for redraft, right? Trey Lance coming off the board ahead of him, Tua, Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence. I think I'm taking Matt Ryan over all of those guys